Woo-wee, a wet and stormy start to the weekend here in Little Rock and central Arkansas. You get a live look there at those low clouds. If you've been out there this morning, you know what I'm talking about. If you live north and east of the city, it's coming your way. But there's good news. The hot weather is gone, at least for a little bit. Meteorologist Nathan Scott joining. I'm Hoyt. Glad to have you along. We're in for Journey Taylor on this Friday. And is that the truth here? How long do we have this respite from the heat wave?
Well, good afternoon, Raleigh. We're seeing these shower and storms flare up because we've got a front making its way through the state right now, and that will kick out the humidity and bring us some slightly cooler numbers just in time for the weekend. But the trade-off is shower and storms. They have been on the spicy side across parts of the region. Things have started to improve here in Little Rock and especially off to the west. You're seeing the brunt of the storms now into White County. Look at all that lightning through Searcy, Bald Knob, Augusta, McCrory, into Woodruff County. Heavy rain. This could certainly drop 1 to 2 inches of rain easily. There are no severe warnings in effect, but this could be producing some gusty winds of 40, maybe as high as 55 miles per hour, where you see that orange very close to Searcy and Bald Knob. So that's going to be moving into Augusta area, McCrory, and Woodruff counties as we get into, I would say, probably the next 30 minutes to an hour. So make sure you're batting down the hatches. Still a flash flood warning in effect for parts of Little Rock Metro. Be aware of the potential. There could be some flash flooding for smaller creeks and streams, low-lying areas, and also poor drainage areas. Temperatures, though, it is a wide variety across the state. 91 right now in Camden. Temperatures right now in the 70s. That's it for the capital city and off to the north. I'll let you know if we have any more shower storms in your Friday forecast and what we can expect for the weekend coming up.
Nathan, thank you. 2 men are dead in Hot Springs and a third person locked up and charged with their murder. Police say they found Joe Hicks Jr. and Harvey Austin, both 40 years old, in a house on Ward Street around 4:15 yesterday. Detectives say they soon developed Jamion Hawkins Nolan as the suspect and managed to track him down at 10:30 last night. He's being held on $500,000 bond today, charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. And also new at noon, Pine Bluff police need your help finding a second suspect in a deadly shooting from last weekend. 17-year-old Kylon Bede is one of 2 people accused of killing one person and hurting another on East Lake Drive on Saturday. We're choosing to show his photo because he's wanted for capital murder. Another 17-year-old, Morgan Leon, is already under arrest, being charged as an adult. If you see Bede, you're asked to call police. Moments ago, lawmakers wrapped up the monthly meeting of the Arkansas Legislative Council. That's the body that handles business between formal sessions. And the pressing item on the agenda today, signing off on a plan to help public and charter schools across the state with skyrocketing property insurance rates. Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders had requested the money earlier this month. The state will help with up to 30% of surprise rate hikes. Earlier this week, lawmakers in a different ALC subcommittee discussed our state's new gun laws and heard from people on both sides of the issue who are worried about the changes that are on the way. The laws that they looked at include Act 777, which dictates that a license is not required to carry a concealed handgun, Act 757, which allows medical marijuana patients to carry a gun concealed as well, and Act 30, which allows someone who voluntarily sought mental health treatment the option of getting a concealed carry license 2 years after that. With gun access expanding, Gun Owners of America President Gary Epperson says some current issues need to be addressed.
Of several major concerns we have surrounding the concealed handgun training in Arkansas is the varying qualifications of instructors, zero accountability. This can leave individuals vulnerable to receive inadequate or insufficient training, while in turn may compromise their ability to responsibly and safely carry a concealed handgun.
Others who testified also said the state should ensure gun trainers are providing accurate information on gun laws. One trainer, Audrey Zachary, recommended creating a committee to clarify where and under what conditions gun owners can carry.
A group of instructors, a group of state police officials, a couple of you guys come together and say, okay, let's evaluate what we have. Let's blend this stuff together and make a program that's suitable for everyone. The
new laws are set to go into effect at the end of this month. And as we wait for hundreds of new laws to take effect, Attorney General Tim Griffin is working to overturn a ruling that reversed a state ban on gender-affirming health care. Known as the Save Adolescents from Experimentation, or SAFE Act, it passed the legislature in 2021, and it aims to prevent doctors from providing gender transition treatments like hormones, puberty blockers, and surgeries to those under age 18. Last month, a federal judge struck the law down, saying it discriminated against transgender people and violated the First Amendment and equal protection rights. Thursday, Attorney General Griffin appealed that ruling. Arkansas was the first in the nation to pass a law like this, and despite the overturning, more than 20 other states have passed similar laws. The Arkansas man found guilty in connection to the January 6th riot at the U.S. Capitol will serve 4.5 years starting August 1st. A jury found Richard Barnett guilty on all charges for his role on the riot back in May. You'll remember he is the man photographed sitting at former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's desk on January 6th. The White House continues its push for safety and security against potential threats from artificial intelligence, and it's seeing some progress this week. The Biden administration says they've secured agreements from some of the leading AI companies to build safeguards into their products. So far, 7 companies, including Amazon, Google, Meta, and Microsoft, have signed up. Those measures, they say, will minimize the chances of misinformation, fraud, and national security threats. But these safety measures are voluntary for now, while hoping to be a first step toward more protective regulations. The Environmental Protection Agency proposing a new rule this week that would implement tougher standards on lead paint. The big focus, older homes and schools. The EPA estimates about 31 million homes still have hazardous paints on their walls. The proposal will lower its lead dust hazard level to anything greater than 0. We've got sad news out of the entertainment world today. Legendary singer Tony Bennett, best known for his classics Rags to Riches and I Left My Heart in San Francisco, has died. Danya Backus shares more on the legacy of this iconic crooner.
I left my heart in San Francisco.
Tony Bennett may have left his heart in San Francisco, but his road to fame started in New York.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Anthony Dominic Benedetto was born in Queens in 1926. He started singing as a child and eventually got a job as a singing waiter. But his big break came in 1949 when Pearl Bailey asked him to open for her. Sitting in the audience was Bob Hope, who was so impressed he took the young singer under his wing.
He said, "What's your real name?" I said, "Anthony Dominic Benedetto." He said, "Well, that's too long for the marquee." He said, let's Americanize it and call you Tony Bennett." Taking a chance on love.
Tony Bennett went on to have a string of hits in the 50s and 60s.
I walk along the street of sorrow.
And spent the next decades performing to sold-out crowds.
That lovely day.
Although the old standards were Bennett's specialty, he always stayed close to pop culture.
Now you know, guys, this is MTV.
It's Tony Bennett.
Hey, good to see you.
But music was not his only talent. Bennett also became a respected painter, using his real name, Benedetto.
When I get just a little tired of singing, I paint. And when I get tired of painting, I sing. Anything goes!
In his later years, Bennett recorded duets with popular artists like Lady Gaga and Amy Winehouse, attracting a younger generation of fans. In 2021, Bennett's family revealed the legendary singer was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease 4 years earlier, but had chosen to keep the diagnosis a secret. Bennett's wife explained why to CBS This Morning's Gail King.
He always likes to say he's in the business of making people feel good. And so he never wanted the audience to know if he had a problem. But obviously, as long, as things have progressed, it becomes more and more obvious when you interact with Tony that there's something up.
How do you keep...
Bennett's career spanned 7 decades, earning him 20 Grammy Awards. He performed to audiences in cities around the world, but he'll forever be linked to one.
San Francisco.
Danya Backus, CBS News.
Well, here's a live look at radar, and you can see we've got that nasty storm pushing its way into Cross County and St. Francis County, possibly producing some damaging wind gusts. The worst of the weather is moving out of central Arkansas. I'll let you know what to expect for the rest of your Friday coming up.
Plus, we're getting a break from the hot weather, but we know it'll be back, and with it, snakes. What you need to know about our slithering summertime friends, still ahead. And the Barbie craze is making its way from coast to coast at 12:17. We're going to show you how people across the country are going pink.